All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. We're here tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the Animal Organ Systems Project and what that actually entails. But before we do that, I just, like always, I wanted to just go over a little bit of the objectives so that you understand the reasoning, obviously, behind the lesson and the project. Point you to a couple of key points within the lesson, and then talk about the project and let you guys get started with it. So, with that, the goal of this project really seeks for you to be able to identify obviously the major animal organ systems and the organs they contain, and for the project really more specifically one singular organ system, and really be able to hone your skill set with that. So um, being able to compare the development of invertebrate versus vertebrate organ systems, and then obviously recognize the differences in animal systems and animal respiratory systems as they relate to their habitat difference. So, a couple of things that I wanted to just point out to you in the lesson that I think is important, that as you're doing some of the research for your project, um, certainly the terminology is really going to be important for you to know. Um, in addition to that, this video on invertebrate circulatory systems is a really great resource to help you hone your notes. Um, and then talking about vertebrate circulatory systems and how they work. Talking about the central nervous systems, if that's a system that interests you for your project, or digestive systems and how they work. Respiratory systems also a good overview, and then of course excretory systems if that's what you're interested in, and then finally immunity. We talked a little bit about immunity several units ago, but we're going to bring this back. So, if the immune system is a system that you're interested in researching, this would also be a really good place to start. So, your lesson is really a good place to start for this. But let's talk a little bit about the project. So, excuse me. So, if the project um, talks about the diversity of the kingdom Animalia, and all of the vertebrates and even the invertebrates on the planet can be really overwhelming. Okay, it takes a tremendous amount of time to be able to explain every single animal's organ and organ system. So, really, the goal of the project is to narrow this down, and you're going to choose just one vertebrate animal and research one of its organ systems on your own. So, you're going to find an organ. You're going to find an organism in the kingdom Animalia that is a vertebrate, okay, an animal with a backbone, and then you're going to research one single organ system, okay. So if it's the circulatory system and that's what you want to discuss and research, fine. The digestive system, the respiratory system, the excretory system, the immune system, okay. Any of those systems are legitimate. You're just choosing one of those, okay. What you're going to do then for this project is you're going to research that specific organ system. And I would start with, resources in your lesson, and then from there go out to the internet and find a reputable .org .gov website that talks about that specific system. I would shy away from Wikipedia on this assignment because of the fact that it is an open source and it is editable. Okay. Um, you're going to list the organ systems for that animal, and then you're going to describe in detail how the organ system works and how it functions from start to finish. Okay. Talk about the descriptions of all the organs in it, talk about their roles in completing the system itself, and then you're going to talk a little bit about how those organ systems play a role, or that organ system plays a role in keeping that organism at homeostasis in its physical habitat, meaning where it lives. Okay. Um, the requirements for the project really are simple. The essay should be about 500 words. Okay, it should under no circumstances really be less than that for this project, because this is going to require a little bit of research. Your sources are going to need to be accurately cited. I would strongly recommend you do this in some type of Word document so that you can format it correctly. You can add your works cited page to it, and then you can attach it down at the bottom of the page. Okay, if you're having trouble deciding which organ system you want to research for your animal and you want a little more friendly advice, I would encourage you to come to the VO and we can brainstorm together maybe about what would interest you most of the particular animal that you're studying. Um, and we can go from there. So if you need any additional help with this project, I look forward to working with you. And we'll be back here next week doing another project.